Gaming isn't fun anymore. Have you heard people say that online? If you feel the same way, you're not alone. Life's busier, there are a ton of distractions, and sometimes the world makes it hard to enjoy the hobbies that we love. But here's the good news, you can have fun gaming again. I've got 5 simple tips to help you pick the right games and an important first rule about why indie games can be a big help, so stick with me and I'll show you how to fall in love with gaming again in 2025. As the saying goes, if the product is free, then it is most likely that you are the product, and that is exactly the situation here with free-to-play games. Don't get me wrong, many of these games are super fun and play really well, but here's the sneaky part. These big companies, worth billions of dollars, hire super smart people to make sure that their games keep you hooked. A lot of problems in gaming today are about money-making tricks. Things like loot boxes, daily login rewards, gacha systems, battle passes, fancy skins, and timers are all made to feel like you're missing out unless you spend some money. Even the menus and buttons are designed to get you to buy stuff, and it's all about making you pull out your credit card. There's an idea called ego depletion that says we only have so much willpower every day, and while not everyone agrees it's true, it feels real to me. If you're spending your willpower ignoring all the pop-ups and special offers in a game, you might have less focus or self-control for other things like eating healthy or sitting down to work or study, so instead of dealing with that, maybe it's better to just stay away from these games altogether. Money can be a problem, but I'm not asking you to spend a lot on brand new, expensive games. You can often find games that are 2 to 3 years old on sale for 60% off or more, especially during events like the Steam sale, and you can also look at bundle sites like Humble Bundle, where they have had deals like 4 games for $4. Just avoid grey market sites, those often sell scam keys, and developers don't make any money from them. If you use the Epic Games Store, they often give away free games, plus many indie games have extensive free demos that you can try, so you could play a new demo every afternoon and still have plenty to choose from. Roguelite games are another great option since they can be played over and over. Games like The Binding of Isaac can give you tens or even hundreds of hours of fun because of their random levels and tough challenge. There are also other ways to get your hands on games, but I won't go into that here. But the point is, you don't have to spend a lot of money to enjoy gaming. This next rule might be controversial, but I suggest taking a break from competitive multiplayer games. Yes, they can be fun, exciting, and give you a thrill when you win, but losing can also feel really bad and put you in a grumpy mood. The biggest problem with these games is that a lot of what happens isn't up to you. From 5v5 shooters, MOBAs, battle royales, or even 1v1 fighting games, you cannot control who you will match with and what they will do in-game. This can lead to toxic behavior, griefing, or just plain frustration. And since many of these games are free to play, remember what we talked about earlier? Anyone can join and behave badly without much consequence since they can just make a new account. Even in paid games, the competitive nature can still bring out the worst in players, which isn't fun to deal with. Instead, try focusing on single-player or co-op games with friends where you play against a computer-controlled opponent instead. These let you set the pace and enjoy the game without random strangers spoiling your experience. Sure, spending hours trying to beat a tough boss in a Souls-like game can be frustrating, but at least it's all on you and you won't get mad at other people and can choose to put down the controller and walk away. If you want something challenging but less stressful, try games like Metroidvanias, since there's often a leveling aspect that allows you to grind things out a bit more easily. Or you could go in the other extreme direction with relaxing, cozy games that don't have much of a challenge. If you like using multiplayer games to hang out with friends, why not try co-op games like Core Keeper or Satisfactory? You could even go fishing together in something like web fishing. There's a whole world of games out there beyond sweaty, competitive titles.
You have slain an enemy!
Now this might be the old man in me talking, but I really don't like playing games on mobile. Sure, people say it's the biggest gaming platform in the world, so lots of developers make games for it, but because so many people expect mobile games to be free, Game design in this space has taken a bad turn. A lot of mobile games feel more like slot machines or gambling rather than real video games. Most mobile games are designed to get a small number of players, called whales, to spend thousands of dollars on things like coins, gems, energy, or some other
bullshit
currency. It's sneaky and unfair. On top of that, many mobile games are free to play and have competitive multiplayer features. Again, see points 1 and 2 on why I would avoid those, so these games can get frustrating fast. The few good paid mobile games are often just versions of games that you can already play on PC and other platforms, so why not play them there? Apple Arcade is okay, but in general, I think it's better to spend less time on your phone, not more. Instead of sneaking in a quick round of Clash Royale while you're on the toilet, why not set aside some real time to enjoy proper video games? It's way more fun and better for you. Let's do a quick check. Open up your YouTube subscriptions and look at the video tabs for channels that you watch. If more than 80% of their thumbnails have fire, angry colors, or words like failed, destroyed, in tears, hate, or garbage, it might be time to unsubscribe. Being around that kind of negativity isn't great if you're just trying to enjoy games. Your view of the world is shaped by what you watch, and having someone yell that everything is terrible and that the sky is falling can make it harder to enjoy gaming. Yes, there are real problems in the games industry like greedy corporations or game developers being treated unfairly, but watching constant negativity doesn't fix those issues. Social media algorithms often push this type of content because negative content grabs more attention due to how humans are wired, but it doesn't help you enjoy games more. Here's what you can do instead. Try playing games for yourself to decide if you like them rather than waiting for someone to tell you what to think. If you use Steam, it does have a generous 2-hour refund window so you can get your money back if the game's not for you. Follow creators who share your taste in games and focus on games they enjoy with, of course, room for critical reviews, but it should not be close to 100% of their content. Use sites like IGN, GameSpot or Metacritic to get a general sense of the game. Just keep in mind that these sites do tend to rate most games at least a 7 out of 10, so it is more of a guide to tell you if the game works and not if it's amazing. Surround yourself with positive and balanced voices and you'll probably enjoy gaming a lot more. Now this might sound biased, but if you haven't already, you should definitely try some indie games. Did you know that there were 15,386 new releases on Steam in 2024? Generously, let's say 95% of those aren't great. There are a bunch of asset flips, cheap, low-quality games, or even the hundreds of hentai games on Steam these days, but even if we cut these out, that still leaves 769 new games worth checking out. Now let's say around 200 of those are big-budget AAA games from companies like PlayStation or Capcom. That still leaves about 500 indie games to explore. Indie game developers have the freedom to try fresh, creative ideas that big studios often cannot risk. Large teams with hundreds of people need to make sure that their games sell well, or studios could be shut down and the CEO fired by the board due to everything being about shareholder profits. That's why you see so many sequels and copies of popular trends, making a lot of AAA games feel the same. For example, how many military or post-apocalyptic shooters do we really need? Instead, why not try something different? Echo Point Nova lets you explore floating islands in the sky with a grappling hook, cool movement abilities, and even a hoverboard. Angerfoot has you kicking down doors and blasting enemies with a mix of action and humor. Mullet Mad Jack is an awesome 80s retro anime-inspired game where you must kill an enemy every 10 seconds to stay alive. These are just a few examples of the variety indie games offer even within the same genre, so if you're ready to enjoy video games again, there's no better place to start than with indies. Follow these 5 rules and 2025 should be your best gaming year yet. And if you want suggestions on what to play, watch this video for some of the best indie games.